Hello, this is Jack from Teaching ESL Online, out here on the porch again, and I'm filming this video on my smartphone, okay? Now, I'm going to show you something very quickly. You can see my microphone right there. I think that was about $15 or so, but it obviously improves the audio for these kind of videos. And the smartphone is actually on a tripod, which I think costs $20 or so. I was using an old tripod, but that broke. Decided to get this one, and I'm very, very happy with it. The links to those kind of things are going to be in the description below. And that's what we're going to talk about in this video. I'm going to go through some of the things that you'll need if you want to become an online teacher. You might hear a few things in the background. I'm filming this outside. There's a goat very nearby, so you might hear the bell. A few cars around. Someone moving in next door. So just ignore the background noises. But I wanted to do this outside because I just love filming outside. But anyway, let's get to the point of this video, which is what you need to teach English online. Okay, what kind of budget you need to get started. So whenever I talk about teaching online, I talk about an online presence. You know, your website. This is going to be at the center of everything that you do. It's always going to be there for you. It automates the process, and it's really the place that people are going to go to if they want to learn more about you as a teacher and to sign up to your lessons. Now, when I first started teaching online, or even before that, when I was teaching in Spain and I had a website which helped me get private face-to-face lessons in Bilbao and Valencia, I used a website builder. And this was pretty cheap back then. It was very, very simple. But I still needed to know some of the coding. You know, I needed to learn how to code things because the templates that they use were very restricted. And for me to put on a form, for example, I had to learn how to insert a code and think about HTML and all that kind of stuff. These days it's much simpler, and you have two options. Now there's a link in the description about this and how you can create your website. But if you use WordPress, which is what I recommend, then you can get hosting for around $4 to $6 a month. This is usually for a commitment of 2 years or more, but it comes to around $4 to $6 a month, which is, you know, really cheap when you think about it. The domain name is going to cost you between $5 and $10 per year, which is, again, you know, really cheap to get a domain name for your website. So the website is the first thing you need, the most important thing you need. And we're looking at a cost of around, you know, $50 to $60 a year for your website to keep this website running. This comes with email, it comes with WordPress installed, backup systems, all that kind of stuff. So it's really, you know, incredible value for what it gives you as an online teacher. Now you'll also need other software and resources, things like your computer to teach the lessons on. If you already have a computer, then what you have is probably going to be enough. You might want to look at this and think, is it time to upgrade? But what you have is probably enough. I know teachers who also teach on their smartphone, on their iPad. So, you know, think about what you already have and decide if you need to invest in something else. What I recommend that you get, no matter what kind of computer you have, is some kind of external audio. What I mean by this is like a microphone, a headset, something like this. Also earphones if you're going to use an external mic. A lot of teachers like the headset. Personally, I don't like them. They irritate my ears after a while. But there are so many options that you can get, and I'll leave, you know, the different things that you can get for the external audio below this video in the description. The software you're going to use to teach is going to be free. If you teach one-to-one especially, you know, Skype, Google Hangouts, Zoom, all these things are free, and you can use them in your one-to-one lessons. So again, there's not really a big investment involved here as well. You know, we've talked about the website, we've talked about the external audio, we've talked about the software you're going to use, the payment provider as well. You can use PayPal, you can use Stripe, you can use there's so many options these days. The good news is that there are no startup costs. You know, think back a few years ago, or I guess like 10 years ago plus, You had to get a merchant account with a bank and do all that kind of stuff, but right now it's just commission based. It's free to sign up, and you only pay a percentage of the money that you receive. So again, there's no startup cost involved there for the payment processing. Another thing to think about is advertising. Now, in my course, I go through the different ways that you can get English learners into your lessons and into your courses. One of those ways is advertising. And what I found is the ROI on this is just pretty incredible if you set things up correctly. There are a lot of factors involved. It depends on you. It depends on the landing page and the website you have, who you're targeting, the way you sell things, your follow-up process, the actual ins and outs of the advertising system that you use. But just know that this is possible. And what you invest, if you do it correctly, will come back to you many times over. Especially when you think about one-to-one learners and those lessons and the lifetime value that you get out of a student. So they normally take 1 to 2, maybe 3 lessons a week, do this on a weekly basis. And at the average $25, $30, $35 an hour, this is a lot of money over time. And to get that lead, if you set things up correctly, can be a pretty small investment. So all in all, you can get things started and up and running at a very low cost. Now, there are other things to factor in as well. Things like time, things like how to find this time to actually make this transition. And I've written a post about this. You can find the link in the description. It will pop up on your screen if you're on YouTube. And you can read about how to make this transition into online teaching. This is for people who want to do this in the short term, in the long term, if you have a full-time job now, if you work part-time, if you don't have anything going on. So it helps you go through this process of thinking about what are the next stages involved when it comes to transitioning into online teaching. So do check out that post, it's going to help you. If you have any questions, then please leave them below this video. I'll be glad to answer them for you. If you haven't done so already, download the guide, the free guide, 15 amazing tools and resources for teaching English online. You're going to get more information about teaching online, and you can ask me questions by email once you download that. So thank you for watching this video. Give me the thumbs up or like it and share it with your friends. See you next time.